Guys, welcome to a new week and welcome to a new tutorial video. Hope you're doing good. On this video we'll be learning how to make these gong sleeves. So the materials you need are your regilene boning. Regilene boning is the boning you can sew on by the edges, and then you need your crinoline, you need your strong gum stay or hard gum stay, right? So the measurements you need for this gong sleeve is basically the length of your sleeve. That's the length of your sleeve. Right now, for the width, for how wide you want your sleeve to be, I'll advise you always make the sleeve to be from 11 inches wide. So the fabric I'm working with is a lace fabric, so the interfacing I'll be using will be bridal satin and lining. Okay, so I've folded my lace fabric into 4 because I'll be cutting the 2 sleeves together. That's the sleeves for the both hands together. Okay, so the length of my sleeve is 15 inches. I've marked it. Can you see? I marked 15 inches for the length of my sleeve. Now I'm going to go up by 3 inches. Now you ask me, why am I going up by 3 inches? Because I want to create a puff on the upper part. Okay, I want to pleat the upper part. I want to pleat it to look puffy. So I went up by 3 inches and then I connected it back to that 15 inches line, to the original length of the sleeve, right? So you're just going up at the upper part and then you connect it and we're good to go. So the first thing you need to do is get the length of your sleeve, which is 15 inches, right? Then the width, how wide you want your sleeve to be. So I made mine 15 inches, but if you feel 15 inches is too wide, you can start from either 11, 12, 13 or 14 inches, okay? And then you go up by 3 inches and you connect it to the lines, right? Now I've cut my bridal satin and my main fabric. Let me explain again. I first of all got the length of my sleeve, right? And then I went up by 3 inches from the length of the sleeve. So the sleeve now is 18. Then the width of the sleeve is 15 inches. That's how wide I want my sleeve to be. That's 15 inches. Hope you understand. Then you notch your center front. Now the same way you cut your bridal satin and your lace fabric, that same way you will cut your lining. Okay, so some people will say, like, why am I using both bridal satin and lining? Because I want the sleeves to be covered. I don't want the lace to just be open like that. Okay, so you understand what I'm trying to say. But if you're using an Ankara fabric, you don't need both bridal satin and lining. No, you just need just your lining or your bridal satin. All right, so you don't need both bridal satin or lining. No, it's because I'm working with a lace, and I've seen that most people, they really don't know how to work with a lace when they are fixing this kind of sleeves. So that's why I'm making this tutorial. Okay, so guys, please, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please click on the subscription button and subscribe, like and share. Okay, thank you to my new subscribers and thank you to my wonderful old subscribers. I don't take it for granted. So guys, now I've gotten my shape for the both sleeves. Remember, I'm cutting the both sleeves at once. Now I've gotten the shape. Now it's time for us to work on the fabric. So the first thing we're going to do is to join the bridal satin to the lace fabric. That's the first thing we need to do. So you open up your lace fabric. Can you see how it's looking? Can you see how wide it is? Right? Then you place your bridal satin, the right side facing the lace fabric. So this is the front side of our lace fabric. Can you see? So when you're putting the bridal satin, right, you're going to place the bridal satin the right side. Do you get? So that when you join it together, it's going to be the right side that you'll be seeing on the openings of the lace. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So you pin it down and then you sew it right round. All right, so when you're done sewing it, this is how it's going to look like. Can you see? I've sewn it for both the 2 sides. Can you see? So it's now in one piece. Okay, so now we'll start working on our lining. So I'm going to be creating the whole gong effect with the lining because I don't want the stitches to show on the bridal satin. So the first thing you need to do is to iron your hard gum stay on your lining. Can you see? I've ironed it. Then on the lining you go up by 1 inch, right, and cut it out. Now I want the sleeve to be turned up. By turned up, what I mean is I want, after making the sleeve, I want the the lace fabric to be at the bottom, inner bottom, like a turn up. I don't want the lining to show. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like a turn up. So I'm going to reduce the length of the lining by 1 inch. Do you get? That's what I did. I first of all reduced the length of the lining by 1 inch. Okay, so now it's time for us to work on this. So I'm going to go up by 1 inch again. I'm going to teach you how to use both crinoline and what's it called, boning. So there are some people that use only crinoline for theirs. Some people use only boning. So I'm going to teach you both. Anyone you prefer, it's fine. So now I've marked out my 1 inch from the bottom part. Then at the sides too, I'm going to mark 1 inch or 1.5, but I marked 1.5 inch by the sides. Okay, so my boning will stop at that 1.5 inch that I marked by the sides. Do you get what I'm saying? So this 1.5 inch I marked by the side, the reason is because that's where we're going to join the sleeves now. You get? So we don't want the boning or the crinoline to get up to that point. Now you place your boning. Can you see? From that 1.5 inch we marked to the other 1.5 inch, you place your boning. Now to secure your boning, right, you get your masking tape and then you just fold it into on the edges, right? Just close it up. You know, the regilene boning, when you cut it out, it has like a sharp edge. So to secure it, you just use your masking tape to just fold it in and you're good to go. So you do it to both edges, right? Now when you're done doing it to both edges, you place it on that 1 inch that we marked and then you sew a straight line on both sides. All right, remember we're working with a regilene boning. So the regilene boning you can sew on the edges, right? That's why we're working with it. All right, so when we're done, you place it and then you sew on the both edges. When you're done sewing it on the both edges, this is how it looks. Can you see how firm it looks? So now let me show you how we're going to put the crinoline. So from that 1 inch I went up by 3 inches. Can you see? Now this is just this 3 inches I went up by is just it depends on what you want. Do you get? It mustn't be 3 inches. All right, so but I went up by 3 inches, right? So on that part, that's where I'm going to place my crinoline. Now same thing we did for the regilene boning. You see the crinoline, the edges are still a little bit sharp, right? So to secure it, you use your masking tape and then cover it up. Some people like to sew a material on it, but I feel this masking tape is easy and faster for you. Okay, so you secure the edges like so it will start piercing out of your material. Okay, you do that to the both edges and then you sew it to your lining. Okay, you sew the two edges, up part and the bottom part. Can you see what I'm doing? So the distance from the boning to the crinoline is like 1/2 inch upwards. Can you see? The distance is like 1/2 inch, but I measured 3 inches upward. That's where the crinoline stopped. So I fixed the boning, crinoline and crinoline. All right, then can you see how firm the lining is looking? Can you see the effect of the whole gong sleeve? Right? Can you see how neat this work is? So you have to be careful when you're sewing yours. Okay, so now it's time for us to get our main fabric, which is our lace, and then we'll join it. Guys, this is where the trick is, so please pay attention. Now the first step you need to do is the bottom part. Okay, the bottom part, you join the bottom part, the lining to the lace fabric, the bottom, right? You join both of them together. When you join them, remember to match it down. Okay, so I've joined the bottom part and I've matched it down. Now you see the reason why we went up by 1 inch before attaching the boning. Okay, you can see that I've matched it down. Can you see? Now the next thing we need to do is to fold it. Can you see? This is how it's going to look. First step. Second step, you fold it like so. Can you see? Can you see what I'm doing? You fold it like so, and then you join the sides. The reason why we're doing it like this because I want to show you how to make a neat inseam finishing for your sleeves. So when you make a neat inseam finishing, you will see that you don't need to weave your sleeves. Okay, so now you sew the sides by 1 inch right down from the lining to the main fabric. Can you see what I'm doing? So you sew right down. Okay, now I've done that. Can you see? I've sewn right down. I'm going to flip it over like this. So you have to be very careful. Okay, you have to be very careful. Now if you're working with a very thick fabric, I'll advise you don't put a strong gum stay, because it's going to be stronger and thicker, and it might be stressful or hard for you to sew or even turn. Right now, you see the side seams. You see how I'm opening it up? So make sure you open yours up and iron it. Open yours up and iron it. Okay, and make sure the side seams of the main fabric and your lining are aligning together. They align together. Now I'll flip it up, and then you see how it's looking. Can you see how I'm taking my time to flip it up? So just be careful, okay? And then you turn it. This is basically how to make your gong sleeve. Can you see how it's already taking shape and form? And you see that there are no stitches on the lace part. You see only the lines of the stitches on the lining part. And then you see that turn up I was telling you that I wanted the lace to be on the bottom part. Can you see? The lining is not starting directly on the base. Can you see how neat it's looking? So this is how to make an inseam knit sleeve finishing. So the upper part, all you need to do is to join it, to match it down, to join both the lining and the lace fabric together. Okay, just right round. Can you see? So when you join it, the next thing you need to do is to attach it to the shoulder of your outfit, and we are good to go. So guys, this is how to make a gong sleeve. Okay, so I've done it for the 2 sleeves. Now I'm going to show you how it's looking on the fabric. Guys, can you see how neat this is? So if you follow the steps I showed you on this tutorial, yours will be as neat as it is. So guys, this is the final look. Can you see the upper part that I pleated it? That's the reason I went up by 3 inches, so that I'll pleat the upper part. It will look fuller at the upper part. So thank you guys for watching, and if this tutorial was helpful to you, please like, share, and most importantly guys, watch the videos and subscribe. See you on my next tutorial. Bye.